Hello, beautiful friends. It's Leah Marie here to bring you your weekly oracle message. This week we're going to do a combo again. So we are going to do some cards from Kuan Oracle, and we are also going to do another set of beautiful self-love cards, the I Love You So Much deck from April that's in Kickstarter right now. And so this week, really feeling the strong energy of the Divine Mother, which is why Kuan Yin wanted to come forth. She's a beautiful goddess of unconditional love and compassion, and is most known for really bringing a lot of love and protection to children specifically. So she's often depicted with these beautiful vases in her hands, and it was said that she would go around and gather all the tears and sadness of children and transform them into love and blessings. And so I really am seeing this as the Divine Mother energy coming through this week, in addition to the energy of love for ourselves, but also asking that Divine Mother to bring love to us, to the places and spaces that need them most at this time. And so it's not a surprise that she wanted to come through with the self-love deck this week as well. So we'll see those two. We'll get one more. So if you guys want to go ahead, as always, and tap into your heart center, your intuition, really let yourself get into that space of connecting with your heart and your breath if you feel called to, and letting your intentions come to the forefront, anything that you would like insights or clarity on, and allowing yourself to really put that into focus before selecting your card in just a moment here. That's our third one. So I'm going to just set these here, and we'll prop them up when we have our self-love ones. So again, these are going to be all about how can you cultivate more self-love in your life, little tools, techniques, and resources. And the Kickstarter for these is going to be in the description box below, along with all the other info on how to get in touch with me, how to share, how to support the channel, and how to tap into our new online store that's up and running now. And if you have anything else that you need, feel free to reach out and let me know if there's any way that I can help you on your path right now. So we'll just go ahead. Oh, that's a jumper there. And get our last two here. Feel that one. And one. Yep, that one. All right. So really excited to be using these cards, and I've actually been so grateful to have a deck with me right now where I've been able to pull these daily, and it's been fun seeing how I can incorporate the messages on the daily self-love into my practice for my personal practice every day, because even when we have gotten to a state of loving ourselves with anything in life, there's always room for improvement, there's always room for growth. And so that's part of what I've created this channel for too, is bringing you guys more resources and ways that you can really choose to grow and transform. So we're going to go ahead and start with card one here. And I am going to begin with the Kuan Yin card first and foremost. I'm going to adjust the little easel back here too. So we have the Bamboo Moon. So if you want to take a little peek at that, really beautiful card that's calling right away to this energy of cycles of the moon, of Mother Earth, and bamboo being the energy I'm getting with it is rapid growth. So it's a plant that grows very rapidly, is a very great resource that we are now starting to see more products made of for the purposes of the ability to continue to grow at rapid rates. And she is very internal, so eyes closed, tapping into the intuition, which is also very often in alignment with the moon energy. So our inner guidance, working through those cycles, working in harmony with nature, and really allowing yourself to start to come into more balance and harmony with your own growth, even if it's happening at a more rapid pace. So what I'm seeing with a lot of people right now is that growth is happening, or the opportunities for growth are really big right now. And for some people, this is happening at this incredibly fast pace. And that can at times be kind of overwhelming if you aren't necessarily used to it, or if you're not necessarily surrendering to it as much as you could. And so, with this, you are being guided to not only surrender more to your own growth and healing process, but to also work with the beautiful cycles of the earth. And so, interestingly, yourself daily self love card is one that came up last week for one of the cards as well. And this is all about connecting with nature. So, take a walk today. So, whatever that means for you. So, with that, it's very much how can you connect with the cycles of Mother Earth, even if you're not living in a region like here in North America where we have our cycles. So, we are just towards the end of fall and we're working towards winter. And so, whether you live here or not, the planet is going through these evolutions, and you might be in a reversed season for us here. Either way, it's about following the season that you're in and really harnessing the energy that comes with that. So I can speak to it here where we're at, where we are transitioning from fall to winter. We're letting go of things that aren't serving us anymore. We're changing and releasing and preparing to go into an internal state for reflection and inner exploration. And anytime you can connect with nature, this is going to help you align with the energies that Mother Earth is putting out vibrationally. And that's going to help you come into your own inner alignment, greater connection with your intuition, and greater inner harmony with what you need to do to take action in your life now, to surrender more to the flow that's happening, to be at peace with the changes, no matter how quick or crazy they might feel, because sometimes the universe does like just catapults us into these growth states where I joke regularly where I'm just like, it's like a roller coaster and we're like double buckled and harnessed in because it's like we are on this ride and we're going, but we might have no idea where we're going, and it might make us feel a little out of control or not in control, which in many ways we aren't really anyways. What we are in control of is how we are choosing to face the changes and the growth that's happening. And are we choosing to go with it, to encourage it, to expand it? Or are we trying to resist it because it's uncomfortable, or we feel like I'm not ready for that, I don't want to do that. Well, reality is the change is going to happen anyways. And the thing that you can control is surrendering to it so that there isn't the pain that comes with resistance. So when we surrender, the process gets to be more gentle, more fluid, and we really do get to cultivate more out of those experiences. And so that's also something Spirit is calling to at this time, is to really come into that space. Now, this meaning might be a little different than if you guys have this deck and you're reading the booklet. I just like to explain that because I am reading them intuitively and energetically in terms of how they are speaking and how Kuan Yin is wanting to move through me specifically today. So she really is calling you guys to your own meditative state, to your own connection with the cycles and what they are gifting you, which if you go out and take a walk in nature is going to help give you clarity on that. This is also a great way as a daily self-love technique to recharge, to reset, to put yourself in a space where you can feel the loving embrace of the Divine Mother in you and around you, and allow that to carry you through whatever it is that you're dealing with at this time. So you could even choose to, on your walk, go out and call upon whatever aspect of the Divine Mother you connect with most, whether that's Kuan Yin or whether it's Mother Earth or whether there's another aspect of her that you connect with very strongly. Ask her to walk with you, to share her wisdom and her love with you, and to show you how beautiful this life truly can be when you're living from your heart space. So thank you so much for those of you who picked card 1. I'm sending you a ton of love and light. Have a great week. So we're going to go to card 2 here, and we're going to start with the Kuan Yin card, which is Reveal the Peacock Beauty. So I'm going to bring that closer for you guys. get it in the best lighting possible here. The sun's shifting on me. So this is a card that's really calling you to embrace your inner beauty. So this is so beautiful that this is also coming in with our self-love deck, because it truly is a time for you to start seeing and tapping into your own innate beauty. So each and every one of you are different. We all look different. We all come in different shapes and sizes, and that is part of the beauty of the human experience. However, I do find that many of us, and I've gone through extensive work myself with this, and I work with people on a regular basis with this, who have a lack of not only self-love, but a lack of feeling beautiful because they don't feel they fit into this cookie cutter standard that our society has had. And while that has evolved over the years and it looks different than it did ages ago, and it's going to continue to look different, and my hope and part of my intention through the Golden Phoenix healing is to help us embrace that we are all beautiful aspects of the divine. That each of us has beautiful energy, beautiful faces, beautiful attributes, that we are, when we can see ourselves through the eyes of the Divine Mother, we are all incredibly beautiful. And this is not just related to our external beauty, but I know that in the physical reality, we are seeing this aspect first. And so there's so much energy placed on this external form that we have. So it often overshadows. We might have the most beautiful heart and beautiful soul, but we look in the mirror and, there's that potential to be like, well, but I'm not very beautiful. Even though you're doing tons of beautiful things in your life, and even though you have people that see how beautiful you are because of who and what you are and what you embody. And so this card is really calling you to come to this space of asking the divine to show you how it sees you, to show you how beautiful you are, how loved you are as you are. And this is this energy of like, cool, if you want to lose some weight, or you want to put some weight on, or you want to work out, you want to get more toned, you want shorter hair, longer hair, this color, that color, this shape, rearrange things. Totally fine. However, the divine is loving you right now in this moment as you are. And it's so important on the healing journey and self-love journey to come to a space where you can be at peace with what you are right now. Because this beauty is here, but there's all these conditionings from the outside world that perhaps have been telling you that what you are doesn't fit into that mold. And if you don't fit into that mold, therefore you are not beautiful. And Spirit is coming through so strongly right now to tell you those are all man-made structures. Those are beliefs and preferences of some people. And really important for you to see and become aware of now that it is up to you to choose to cultivate more love for yourself and to ask to see yourself through the eyes of the divine so that you can see the true beauty that is you. Like, there is so much expanded energy and light within you, and it's about allowing that light to shine from you, which naturally gives you this radiant glow that is incredibly beautiful, and it allows that energy to be what people see. So the other aspect coming through is that so often when we look in the mirror, if there is this energy of not feeling beautiful or not feeling pretty or not feeling attractive, it's coming from your own programs or your own distortions of what beauty is based on experiences in this life and potentially past lives. So I'm encouraging you to embrace yourself and your true beauty. And I just love Spirit so much because this daily self-love card literally says, dress your beautiful body in your favorite outfit today and shine, shine, shine. Okay, I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. This is so beautiful how this alignment is coming through. And this is just it. It's like, dress in clothes that you feel comfortable in. Allow yourself to wear jewelry that you like, to color your hair the way that you like, or leave it natural if you like. to literally just be yourself and embrace your true beauty instead of trying to fit into this mold or box that society has put out, or that you somehow think you need to fit into in order to be beautiful, in order to be loved and accepted. Because the reality is that you are your most beautiful, shiny self when you are yourself, when you are honoring who you are and allowing the world to see that energy. So I encourage you to explore your closet to find that outfit that you really love. And if you don't have one, then do some exploring, whether you do that online or if you feel comfortable going to stores, if that is an option for you. Just explore ways that you can allow your natural self to shine through. And I know clothing is just one way that can be kind of empowering and is often an easy thing for us to take on, although sometimes it's super challenging. So I don't want to say it's easy for everyone. It's just something that we can explore in such a way that change and really being in clothes that we feel comfortable and confident in, that's another way that we can then feel more beautiful, because we're in clothing that feels good on us, that we feel we can move in, and it isn't up to anyone else liking it. It's for us, because this is about us seeing our beauty, cultivating our self-love, and allowing ourselves to shine from that space. So I really encourage you guys to explore that, and any other things that maybe there's things you've wanted to do or ways you wanted to dress or alter yourself that you've been holding back on for any reason. And just allow yourself to start with something little and see how it goes. You know, sometimes it's also about facing those unconscious fears of what are people going to think if I do this or that. And, you know, it's just really your call. It's something that you have to choose to break through. And trust me, like the first time that I dyed my hair wild color, and you guys may see over the years with this channel that I will have other things happen with my hair. I love playing with it in different colors. And the first time I did it, I was scared as all get out to do it. And then I did, and I got more compliments from people who were like, you know, I don't know how this is, you're like pulling this off and it looks totally natural. It's because it was natural for me to express myself that way. And that's the point. If you're thinking about all the potential what ifs that people might be thinking, I encourage you to let it go and realize that people are going to judge one way or the other. So at least honor your own truth, so you get to be happy and you get to be expressing yourself in the way that you feel called to. And you get to be shining in the way that you feel called to. So thank you so much for those of you who picked card 2. Sending you loads of love and light this week, and take care, friends. So we're going to go over to card 3, and I'll start with the Kuan card, which is Princess of the Autumn Harvest. So I'll just bring that in for you guys. Trying to get the right lighting here. It's coming in kind of funny through the side. So not liking any of those. So maybe we'll just play around with this here. So Princess of the Autumn Harvest is all about really tapping into harvesting gifts at this time. So we are still in the autumn here in the Northern Hemisphere, and this is the time where, you know, we're getting that big harvest from the end of the gardens and canning and all these other energies. Even if you don't do that stuff, it's like what's kind of going on in the collective. The squirrels are gathering nuts, and other animals are really stocking up their energies and their fats in their bodies to get ready for the winter. And so the energy coming through with this is this beautiful dance and expression of blessings and abundance that are coming to you for work that you have been putting in. And so I know oftentimes the journey of healing and growth can feel quite overwhelming and can feel challenging a lot of times, because we invest and we invest and we invest, and we have no idea like how long a process is going to take, when we're going to have our harvest. And so it's not necessarily like a garden that we plant in the spring and then by the fall we have our full harvest. As beings that are going through growth processes, sometimes it's not going to be in that beautiful little condensed package of months. Sometimes instead of it being 3 to 6 months, it could be 3 to 6 years, or it could be, you know, more months than just the 3 to 6. And I'm like, I invite you to not get caught up on the timelines, because that is something that a lot of people express. They're like, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? And I've been there with plenty of things in my own life. And the reality of it is it's a patience thing that's happening right now in the universe. So there are blessings on their way to you for things you've invested in, and there might also still be patience required for other blessings that the universe just needs to bring alignments to in order to give you them in the best way possible. So I'm really feeling this energy of you reflecting on all the work that you've been investing and being open to the blessings that are on their way. So oftentimes when we get into a state of gratitude and acknowledgement of all of the things that we do have, it opens up that energy of receiving in a broader and wider way. So Spirit's really saying at this time, it's this energy of acknowledging all that you have and acknowledging all the work that you've invested. Not so much for like, I did this, therefore I should have this, as in I did this and wow, I put in a ton of work for myself. I have been doing a great job loving myself, showing up for myself, investing in myself, and that energy is a reward in of itself. It's showing love to yourself. It's being willing to love yourself enough to put in the work, even when you don't know necessarily what it's going to yield, how or when it's going to yield it. So when we work on this path of growth, it's more about us actually loving ourselves enough to say no to the things that don't feel good, to say yes to the things that we really want, and to take action following our intuition to open up our hearts and our lives to the things that we're really meant to do here. And I say this in such a way that it is time for you to really harvest from your own awareness all that you have been doing for yourself, and see how much you've been loving yourself by doing the growth, by showing up and tapping into these types of resources and guides. You are choosing to do things for yourself, your expansion and your evolution as a soul. And that's not something that everybody does. And so often I work with people that just sort of discredit it, like, oh, I'm just doing this little thing. And it's like, well, you're already doing something that not everybody does. Not everybody faces themselves. Not everybody chooses to heal. Not everybody chooses to grow. And that's their choice. And it's not a good, bad, right, wrong thing. It's just simply some of us choose it and some people don't. And those of us that choose to show up for ourselves and to cultivate that love, it's important for us to acknowledge that work and that investment in ourselves so that we can see how it's contributing to these beautiful changes in the internal and then ultimately the external world. And so Spirit is just really like thanking you for your hard work, telling you you're doing a great job, and inviting you to just be open to the gifts that it's giving you and going to continue to give you, and this encouragement of continuing this path that you're on and going deeper and deeper and deeper, and not looking at the timeline, not looking at it from a reward perspective, but looking at it as an investment in yourself, in your well-being, in your happiness, and in laying a beautiful foundation for generations yet to come. So it's about you loving yourself and then sharing that love with the world. And this is just so beautiful, especially if you're someone who does live alone in this COVID time situation, or just because it is a self-love card of give yourself a hug today. So it might sound silly, and at the same time, it probably only sounds silly because maybe you haven't tried it yet or you haven't practiced it enough to fully embrace it. So Spirit is encouraging you to give yourself a hug today. So just give yourself a big fat hug today. And if you have someone else you can hug, give other people that you can safely hug a hug today. It's really just about giving yourself that love. You know, sometimes it is just like a little chest hug where you just squeeze yourself and love yourself and just be like, great job. You know, life can be challenging and it can be intense. And when we can stop and acknowledge and just embrace ourselves, it's about us giving that back to ourselves and allowing ourselves to truly feel a sense of accomplishment, even if in the external world it doesn't seem as big, I will leave you with this last note that often we aren't normally or necessarily going to see how much we've grown from our perspective. But the people in our lives and the people around us, they have a different vantage point and a different perception. So it's this energy of like really allowing your focus to come back onto yourself to see how far you've come and to really scoop in all the lessons and the learnings and the blessings and give yourself that loving affection of a job well done and a encouragement to keep forward on the path of life. So thank you so much for those of you who picked card 3. Sending you love, light, and blessings this week, and so many hugs from the digital world. So I will see you next time, beautiful friends. Take care.